Hi guys! Today we're going to be choosing my August TBR. So just like the last few months, we're going to be doing a spinning wheel sort of scenario game. And yeah, so I'm going to be spinning it 5 times, and hopefully I don't end up with a giant TBR. If you're curious about the prompts on my wheel, I will put a screenshot here. You can pause to see them. I have gone over them in the past in I think last month's video, so I don't want to take too much time to go through them all again, but if you're curious, feel free to pause and take a look. Spin number 1. New to you author. This is the first time I've spun that, so that's fun. We have quite a few options for that. There's obviously plenty of authors I have not read, so let me take a minute and review my books. So I think for this one, I'm going to choose Kristen Hanna's The Great Alone. I have not read anything by Kristen Hanna yet. This is the one that I'm most intrigued by that she's written, and I'm kind of in the mood for more like historical-y drama fiction. And I have a coworker that really likes this book, and she's been recommending it to me forever, and I haven't had the time to read it, so I feel like this is a good opportunity to pick this one up and see what I think about Kristen Hanna's writing. I believe this one is like a historical fiction set in Alaska, 1974. This family moves to kind of middle of nowhere Alaska on the dad's whim, and he's like a war veteran, so he's got some PTSD to unpack, and it really affects the family. So this is like a very much like family-driven drama. So I've heard all of her books are tearjerkers, so we'll see how this one goes. All right, spin number 2. School setting. I spun this last month, and then a book came out that I wish I had picked for this prompt, so I already know what I'm going to use for this one. And that is Ace of Spades. This is kind of blowing up on YouTube at the moment. It's really popular. It just came out, I think, in the last few weeks. And I've heard it's like Gossip Girl meets Get Out. It's set at a elite boarding school, and the 2 main characters are the only black students there, and they start getting like these threatening text messages from someone named Aces, threatening to like expose their secrets and stuff. So this has a bit of like a dark academia vibe, and I'm really excited to read this, and I feel like it's perfect for this prompt. So I'm so glad I spun it. All right, spin number 3. Graphic novel! Interesting. Of course, that's like the only thing I don't have over here in my stack, but I think I know which one I'm gonna choose, so let me go grab that. All right, so for this one, I'm gonna be doing Brandon Sanderson's The Dark One. I've actually never read any Brandon Sanderson before, which I know is like crazy here on BookTube, but I thought this sounded really interesting. It's sort of like the Chosen One trope, but like for becoming a villain. And on the back it says, visions of a dark and fantastic world haunt Paul Tennyson, but when he discovers there are prophecies from Mirandus, a world in which he's destined to become a fearsome destroyer, he'll have to embrace the fear, rise up as the Dark One, and shatter everything. So I think that just sounds so interesting, and I love like the sort of flip on the Chosen One trope that sort of leans into, and I'm excited to finally pick up something by Brandon Sanderson. A lot of his stuff is on my list, but I just haven't gotten around to it, so I think a graphic novel is a really great sort of way to introduce myself to this author. All right, spin number 4. Creature Companion. I feel like I've spun this one recently as well. You'd think with like 40 something prompts you wouldn't keep respinning things. I did just open up the Creature Companion themed fairy loot box, so I could do that. Let me think about it for a second. Okay, so I think actually for this prompt, I am going to do Flamefall by Rosaria Munda again. If you watched last month's TBR video, you know I spun this as well for a different prompt, but I didn't have enough time to get to it in the month of July, and I do really want to get to it. So this book follows a couple of young adults who are dragon riders, and they they work basically for like the militarized dragon unit of this new regime. One of them is a former prince of the old regime, so it's very like politically driven, but there are dragons, so I'm excited to get to the sequel. I've heard it's even better than the first one. All right, 5th and final spin. Dang it. This would have worked for Flamefall. Failed TBR. Don't have quite as many options for that. I feel like I'm pretty good about getting like through my TBR, so I don't have like a whole lot to choose for that. Oh, actually, you know, I think I'm gonna do this one. Back in like February, I put this on my TBR because I know it's pretty like romance heavy, but I didn't get around to it. So I think I'm gonna start the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I have heard very mixed things. I feel like you either love this series or you hate it. I have not read a single Sarah J. Maas book yet, and I really want to get to Crescent City at some point. That's the one that sort of intrigues me the most from her work, but I want to read this first because I'd rather read some of her older stuff and see how she sort of improves over time. Plus, I think it would be kind of fun to vlog this video, or to vlog this book, and maybe read this one and its sequel, A Court of Mist and Fury, kind of in the same vlog. So we'll see if I can get to vlogging it this month, but I think this would be a fun one. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but with Fae, and I think the love interest is a little, you know, not so much an actual beast, but just very rough around the edges. I'm excited to finally get to this book. This is a much discussed book here on BookTube and Book Talk, and I'm curious to see what all the hype is about. Alright, and that concludes this TBR video. I usually try to like leave some room for mood reading, but I am really so thrilled to be reading all of these this month. A lot of these are very anticipated reads for me, so I feel like the wheel was pretty kind to me this month. So just to review, I'm going to be reading Kristen Hanna's The Great Alone, Ace of Spades, The Dark One, Flamefall, and A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I'm so excited. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of these books and your thoughts on them. Which one should I read first? I don't even know where to start. I'm so excited for all of these. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to follow my socials down below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, maybe comment, all of that, and have a wonderful day. Bye.